Dreamland. Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village, there lived a curious little boy named Ethan. Ethan loved stories, especially the ones his grandmother told him about a magical place called Dreamland. She described it as a realm where dreams came to life, where anything you imagined became real, and where the impossible was just another adventure waiting to happen. Every night, as Ethan lay in bed, he wondered if Dreamland was real or just another bedtime tale. Little did he know, his curiosity was about to take him on a journey unlike any other. The Whispering Moon. One night, as Ethan stared at the glowing full moon from his window, he heard a soft whisper. "Ethan," the voice called, gentle yet clear. "Are you ready to visit Dreamland?" Ethan sat up, his heart racing. "Dreamland? How can I get there?" The moonlight in his room began to shimmer, forming a glowing pathway that seemed to stretch out into infinity. The voice spoke again, "Follow the light, and let your dreams guide you." Without hesitation, Ethan stepped onto the glowing path. Instantly, he felt himself being carried upward, soaring through the night sky. Stars twinkled around him, and before he knew it, he landed gently on soft, fluffy clouds. The gateway to Dreamland. Standing before Ethan was an enormous gate made of sparkling crystal. It shimmered with every color of the rainbow. A small, mischievous creature with glowing eyes and butterfly wings fluttered down to greet him. "Welcome to Dreamland," the creature said, bowing dramatically. "I'm Lumo, your guide. Here, your imagination shapes the world. Are you ready for an adventure?" Ethan nodded eagerly. The gate opened with a soft hum, revealing a breathtaking landscape. There were mountains made of candy, rivers flowing with liquid gold, and floating islands covered in glowing flowers. "Remember," Lumo said, "Dreamland reflects the dreams and fears of its visitors. What you see is part of your heart." The Dream Forest. Ethan and Lumo ventured into the Dream Forest, where the trees were alive, their branches forming intricate patterns in the sky. Each leaf glowed faintly, and Lumo explained that these were the dreams of others who had visited Dreamland. Ethan touched a glowing leaf and was instantly transported into a memory of himself flying high above the clouds, something he had dreamed of as a child. He laughed with joy, but Lumo quickly warned him, "Not all dreams are happy. Be cautious of the nightmare thorns, they feed on fear and doubt." As they walked deeper into the forest, Ethan noticed a dark area where the light dimmed. He felt a shiver as a patch of thorny vines blocked their path. "This is the fear maze," Lumo said gravely. "If you're brave, you'll find something special on the other side." but beware, it will try to trap you in your own fears. The fear maze. Ethan hesitated but decided to face the maze. As he stepped inside, the air grew colder. Shadows danced on the walls, forming shapes that whispered his worst fears. "You'll fail," one shadow hissed. "Everyone will laugh at you," another said. For a moment, Ethan felt overwhelmed. But then he remembered his grandmother's words, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face it." He took a deep breath and said aloud, "You're just shadows. You can't hurt me." The shadows shrank back, and a warm light appeared ahead. Ethan followed it, emerging from the maze to find a golden feather lying on the ground. "This is the feather of courage," Lumo explained. "It's a gift from Dreamland. Whenever you feel afraid, it will remind you of your bravery." The floating isles of imagination. Their next stop was the floating isles of imagination, a series of colorful islands hovering in the sky. To reach them, Ethan had to ride on a cloud shaped like a giant bird. On each island, Ethan's wildest dreams came to life. On one, he became a pirate captain, steering a ship through a sea of stars. On another, he discovered a library where every book told a story he had imagined but never written down. Lumo smiled. "These islands show you the power of your imagination. Dreamland exists because people like you believe in the magic of dreams." The Nightmare King. As they explored further, the skies began to darken, and the cheerful glow of Dreamland dimmed. Lumo's face grew serious. "The Nightmare King is near. He rules over the darker parts of Dreamland and tries to steal the dreams of those who lose hope." Ethan felt a chill as a towering figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in black mist. The Nightmare King's voice was deep and menacing. "Why do you cling to dreams?" he asked. "They only lead to disappointment. Give up, and I will free you from the burden of hope." Ethan felt fear creeping in, but then he remembered the feather of courage. Holding it tightly, he said, "Dreams are what make life beautiful. They give us something to strive for, even when it's hard." The feather began to glow brightly, banishing the dark mist. The Nightmare King let out a roar and vanished into the shadows. The heart of Dreamland. With the Nightmare King defeated, Lumo led Ethan to the heart of Dreamland, a giant crystal tree glowing with an inner light. "This is the source of all dreams," Lumo said. "It's connected to every dreamer in the world, including you. Your courage has strengthened it." Ethan touched the tree, feeling warmth spread through him. He saw glimpses of his future, achieving his goals, helping others, and continuing to dream no matter what challenges came his way. The journey home. As dawn approached, Lumo told Ethan it was time to return. "Dreamland will always be here," he said. "Whenever you close your eyes and dare to dream, you'll find your way back." Ethan stepped onto the glowing path once more, and in a flash, he was back in his bed. The morning sunlight streamed through his window, but he could still feel the feather of courage in his hand. From that day on, Ethan never stopped dreaming. No matter how big or small his dreams were, he faced every challenge with the courage and imagination he had discovered in Dreamland. The end. And so, Ethan's story reminds us that dreams are not just for sleep, they're the seeds of everything we hope to achieve. All we need is a little courage, a lot of imagination, and the belief that anything is possible. Good night, and sweet dreams. Crescent moon sparkles. 1/2. You said. Combine both and make fantastic bedtime story. ChatGPT said. ChatGPT. Here's a fantastical and extended bedtime story that combines the elements from both Dreams of Dreamland versions for a magical, immersive experience. The story has wonder, adventure, and life lessons, making it perfect for bedtime. Dreams of Dreamland. In a quiet little village, there lived a curious and imaginative child named Meher. Every night, she lay in her bed and stared out of her window at the endless night sky, wondering about the stars and the moon. Her grandmother often told her tales of a place called Dreamland, a magical realm where dreams became real and the impossible was always possible. Meher would listen with wide eyes, dreaming of visiting such a place herself. One night, when the full moon was at its brightest and the stars shimmered like diamonds, something extraordinary happened. A soft, golden light filled Meher's room, and a gentle voice called out to her. "Meher," the voice said, as soothing as a lullaby, "do you wish to see Dreamland?" Meher sat up in excitement. "Dreamland? Is it real? Can I really go there?" The light in the room began to shimmer and swirl, forming into a tiny, glowing creature with wings like a butterfly and eyes that sparkled like stars. "I am Noor," said the creature, bowing slightly. "I am your guide to Dreamland. If you are ready to explore your dreams and face what lies within, take my hand." Without hesitation, Meher reached out. The moment their hands touched, her room disappeared, and she found herself standing on a glowing pathway made of stardust. The path led into the vast, starry sky, and Meher felt herself being carried by the wind, soaring higher and higher. The gateway to Dreamland. At the end of the pathway stood an enormous, glittering gate made of crystal. It shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and behind it lay a breathtaking world unlike anything Meher had ever seen. Floating islands drifted in the sky, rivers sparkled with golden water, and mountains were topped with candy-like snow. The air smelled of flowers and sweets, and everything seemed to hum with magic. As the gate opened, Noor said, "Welcome to Dreamland, Meher. This is the realm where your imagination comes alive. Here, your dreams and even your fears will take form. Let's begin your journey." Meher stepped through the gate, her heart pounding with excitement. The Forest of Dreams. Their first stop was the Forest of Dreams, a lush and glowing woodland where every tree was alive. Its branches sparkled with leaves that glowed faintly, and Noor explained, "Each leaf represents a dream, yours, mine, and everyone's. These dreams grow here, safe and alive." Meher touched one of the glowing leaves, and suddenly she found herself soaring through the sky with a pair of soft, feathery wings. She squealed with delight. It was her childhood dream of flying. Noor smiled, watching her glide between the trees. "In Dreamland, your heart's wishes come true," Noor said. "But remember, not all dreams are joyful. Some parts of Dreamland hold fears and doubts. If you face them, you'll find your inner strength." The Maze of Fears. As they wandered deeper into the forest, the glowing trees faded, and a thick mist surrounded them. They arrived at a twisted maze of dark, thorny vines. "This is the Maze of Fears," Noor said gravely. "To move forward, you must face what scares you most. But remember, your courage is stronger than your fear." Meher hesitated but stepped into the maze. Immediately, shadows formed around her, whispering her deepest doubts. "You're not brave enough," one shadow hissed. "You'll never succeed," said another. Meher felt tears prick her eyes, but then she remembered what her grandmother always said, "Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you face your fears anyway." Taking a deep breath, she stood tall and shouted, "You can't scare me. I'm stronger than you think." The shadows melted away, and the thorny maze transformed into a garden full of golden flowers. Noor appeared, clapping her tiny hands. "Well done, Meher. You've earned the feather of courage." A glowing golden feather floated into Meher's hands, warm and comforting. She tucked it into her pocket, feeling braver than ever. The Isles of Imagination. Next, Noor led Meher to the floating Isles of Imagination, a series of magical islands hovering in the sky. Each island was unique and reflected a different dream. On one island, Meher became a painter, creating stunning landscapes with just a wave of her hand. On another, she was a scientist, inventing machines that could make flowers bloom instantly. One island even turned her into an explorer, navigating a ship through a sparkling sea of stars. These islands show you the power of your imagination, Noor explained. In Dreamland, your creativity knows no limits. Meher felt unstoppable. She realized that her dreams, big and small, could lead her to incredible places. The Nightmare King. Just as Meher thought she had seen the best of Dreamland, the sky darkened, and a cold wind blew through the air. Noor's glow dimmed, and her voice grew serious. "The Nightmare King is coming," she whispered. "He feeds on doubt and tries to steal the dreams of those who lose hope." A towering figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in darkness and surrounded by swirling black mist. His voice was deep and echoing. "Dreams are foolish," he sneered. "They only lead to disappointment. Give up now, and I will free you from their burden." Meher felt fear creeping in, but then her hand brushed against the feather of courage. She held it tightly and said, "You're wrong. Dreams give us hope and make life beautiful. I won't let you take mine." The feather began to glow brightly, its golden light banishing the Nightmare King's darkness. With a roar, he vanished, and the sky cleared, revealing the sparkling stars once more. The heart of Dreamland. Noor led Meher to the final destination, the heart of Dreamland. It was a massive crystal tree, its branches glowing with light that pulsed like a heartbeat. Noor explained, "This tree connects to every dreamer in the world. Your courage has made it stronger." Meher touched the tree, and in that moment, she saw glimpses of her future achieving her goals, helping others, and continuing to dream big no matter what challenges came her way. She realized that her dreams were not just fantasies, they were the seeds of her future. The journey home. As dawn approached, Noor said, "It's time to return, Meher. But remember, Dreamland is always within you. Whenever you close your eyes and believe, you'll find your way back." With a heavy heart but a glowing spirit, Meher stepped onto the stardust path. In a flash, she was back in her room, the morning sunlight streaming through her window. But something was different. On her bedside table lay the golden feather of courage. From that day on, Meher never stopped dreaming. She faced her fears with bravery, embraced her imagination, and worked toward making her dreams a reality. And every night, as she lay in bed, she knew Dreamland was only a dream away. Good night, and may your dreams be as magical and brave as Meher's adventures in Dreamland. Crescent moon sparkles.